Yeah, I'd say so. Other than my cat eating artificial snow and getting violently ill. But you know.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that'd be the opposite of slow. I mean, she probably ate the snow fairy, so that's very rude. So,
she's just too curious for her own good. And, I mean, I shouldn't have, that's on me. I should have, thought about that before I brought the tree home. Luckily, it was just like a Linder tree. I was just gonna give it back to my mom afterwards.
Oh, okay. At least it wasn't one you had to buy. Oh, but you always have a tree set up, though. Are you not gonna have one this year because your cat almost died?
We bought one the other night while we were grocery shopping. We got one.
Okay.
Yeah, Cole knows that like it's important to me to have a tree at least, I guess, and he likes it too. I just have a lot of ornaments because of family events. So it's kind of like a thing we do in our family where my grandma gives everybody ornaments every year.
Oh, God. I mean, at some point you're going to have a full tree, I guess. Get to sell all the other ones.
My dad has a whole tree that's literally just sports ornaments that she's given him, pretty much.
Ooh, nice. Nice. That he tends to it himself. Does he trim the leaves?
Well, it's all artificial trees in my family.
Oh.
My grandma Katie really likes real trees, but my mom and I are in agreement that like a fake tree is just, it's better because it's less work and you can reuse it. You don't have to buy a new one every year.
I mean,
it's also less of a fire hazard.
It's also kind of a strange business because I mean, chopping down trees for the sake of shoving them in our houses for a few days is a little bit counterproductive to what we're going for. But I mean, thinking about it, I guess the existence of the business has created more pine trees. Fir trees? What kind of trees is they?
Could be both.
Okay. Well,
there's a lot of different trees that people buy as Christmas trees, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I don't think it's just one type of tree.
All right. Well, welcome to What Are We Talking About? I'm Mason, always confused by nature.
And I'm Aubrey, always confused by science, but ready to accept it.
Interesting standpoint. You know, I respect you. You're very bold.
I mean, listen, science has never been my strong suit. Like, my brain go blank and doesn't wanna, but I'm like, but I understand that science it's real. My brain can't do the science.
Well, that's okay, because you know what? Today we're not here to do science. Today we're here to just talk about stuff. Regular stuff and regular things, because we're back. It's normal stuff again. I mean, it's a bit more jolly-ish than before because of the time of year, but no more spooky stuff. Don't worry. No more peeing the bed, guys. I know you guys who have been using us to sleep have been messaging me a lot about how you guys keep tinkling the bed and stuff because I keep telling the spooky stories. But you know, it's over now. You can stop doing laundry. But
yeah. You won't piss because you're scared. You'll piss because you're excited.
Yeah.
Still gonna piss, though. Anyways. I guess in the holly jolly spirit, I had been thinking about, hot toy items. Because, like, when you're a kid, you used to get so excited and pick out your, like, toys in like the newspaper ads, or even maybe you'd see them online, like you'd look them up online. Even when I was a kid, by the point I was, I don't know what, like 9 or 10.
Okay.
But still, like, you go find the hot toy. Everybody, for obviously I'm a all girl household, so we wanted a lot of dolls and Barbies, and my sister wanted an animatronic horse one year. Like,
man, no wonder your dad's so sporty. Sorry.
Yeah, my dad definitely lives in a house full of women, and it's like, sorry, bud.
You know what? Too bad.
My sister's pretty sporty, though. Like, she got sporty in, like, high school and stuff. So, he eventually had a child
Fern was telling me that I was an athlete because I was in sports. They were trying to say that this boy right here is an athlete.
I was in sports, but I wouldn't call myself an athlete, that's for sure.
That's what I said. And then I reminded them that whenever I was in soccer, it was before I was in T-ball. So the age range for whenever I was in the sports, this was some club shit, ladies and gentlemen, and gentlemen, and other men.
Well, I've been thinking about the toys. I'm reminiscing on toys that were the hot items when we were kids, but then it also made me think, what are some toys people went absolutely crazy for? And I mean ape shit. Like, fought over.
Oh, yeah, kind of like...
like collectible toys?
Like the Chucky doll, as an example?
Yeah. I'm thinking more like the Beanie Baby craze of the 90s.
Oh yeah, the as they call the modern day gold rush.
Yeah. I was like looking at some stuff just because I was like, wow, yeah, I remember Beanie Babies. People would buy them because they really thought they were going to be worth a lot of money one day. I had tons of Beanie Babies growing up. My grandma and my aunt had some as well. And I was like, whatever ended up happening with that? Turns out some actually yikes stuff. So I was wowed to find out.
Please tell me what you found out. God, oh my God, he's in my face. This polar bear looks like he's gonna come bite my face off.
Yeah, there's also another article titled, What Beanie Babies Taught a Generation About the Horrors of Boom and Bust.
Boom and bust.
And
wow.
This one is how the Beanie Baby craze was concocted then crashed, from New York Post. This was honestly wild to me because, so I have fond memories of Beanie Babies. Obviously not really worth much now, but in the late 90s, these were worth quite a fortune sometimes.
Oh yeah, my grandma would even tell me about that. Like people
would like...
You just unlocked an old memory of mine. At my grandma's house, she used to have this standee, this little pedestal, like the one that you made, kind of like that, but it was a black box with a little glass case around the top. And inside were displayed 3 very, very old and rare Beanie Babies that she apparently was going to eventually sell or something. But like she presented them like trophies, and it was
like treasure,
literally like treasure. Because on the back, it was so fancy how it was backlit. It was it had like a little string of the whitish neon lights, and then it had the infinite mirror behind them too. The most ridiculous thing I think I've ever seen.
When I mentioned this to Caleb, he said something about your family and Beanie Babies or something.
It runs in the family. It runs on my mother's side, yes. And I mean, I don't judge it at all. I'm just realizing, like, wow, I grew up around that thing, and I never really thought about it, now that I think about it.
Do you remember the iCarly episode where her boyfriend had, like, a secret collection of Beanie Babies?
Yes.
Basically.
Yes, I do. I do remember that episode. It was so traumatic from my remembrance.
Because he was like supposed to be a bad boy, and then this was like too feminine. Like she just wasn't into him anymore.
Well, you know what?
Because it was just too weird for her.
Miranda Cosgrove, how dare you judge a man for his Beanie Baby collection?
This is not Miranda Cosgrove's fault. It is Carly Shay's fault.
Okay, Carly Shay. You're right. I mean, Miranda Cosgrove is just an actress.
Yeah, she's just doing what she's paid to do.
Yeah. Did we watch more than just 2 episodes of the new iCarly show? What was the consensus on that?
We just watched a couple. I mean, I'd like to watch some more. The consensus was still kind of like out. We hadn't fully decided.
Yeah, it was I don't know. Well, I mean, it was after we like...
There were parts of it that really felt like the old iCarly. For sure.
Yeah, it is a shame they couldn't have the entire original cast. It feels weird to... It's one thing if you just redo a show and have a whole new cast, but the fact that there's a good reason why she's not there. I get that.
Yeah.
There's very good reason for it, but it still admittedly does kill the charm of it a bit, I have to say. Like, you don't have the full dynamic anymore.
Yeah, but...
And I'm not saying I want to force... No one should force her to come work for it again. It's just, I don't know. What can you do?
Yeah.
Anyway, what were you talking about? Beanie Babies?
Yeah, there was apparently a book released called The Beanie Baby Bubble, The Great Beanie Baby Bubble, Mass Delusion and the Dark Side of Cute by Zach Bissonette. Basically, it shows how Ty Warner, the guy that created this stuff, he had this brilliance in this area created as an investment bubble, and it was super unstable. Sort of, I don't understand stocks and things like that, so please don't come for me.
Wait, are Beanie Babies the original NFTs?
I mean,
if they were designed and produced specifically to be part of like some big investment thing, like, it's kind of that, I think. I don't know what NFTs are. By the way, this show is hosted by two people that don't know what NFTs are.
Yeah, like when we say that our show is called What Are We Talking About, it's because we don't know what we're talking about. So don't... I mean, if you have something to let us know that you think is cool, absolutely. But if you come at me, I'll cry. That's a promise.
Listen here. I don't judge you if you know and like NFTs or have your own or just are into the culture. Sure, whatever. Like what you like. Spend your money on what you like. But I know nobody here is watching us because they think that we are going to talk about NFTs. No, sir. No, ma'am.
Fair. All right. Well, anyways, people would neglect other areas of their lives basically to trade stocks online and shit, and even invested like people were, this was a new thing, so people are investing like way too much money into the like stocks and shit, like even their kids' college funds, and especially like Beanie Babies. People really thought Beanie Babies were gonna make so much fucking money, and then they didn't make as much money as they thought they were gonna make, and they got fucked in the end. Like, some people got a lot of money out of Beanie Babies, but not that many. Like, the employees, for sure, like, people that worked at the upper echelons of Thai, like, they made millions every year.
That's insane. Off of these little pouches, cute stuffed animals.
Yeah. They're making millions while, like, middle-aged women are fighting over them in stores, trying to get them because they're going to be worth so much money someday, and, like, I'm spending hours and hours of my time finding them and trading them online because I think this is going to make me rich. And, like, it just sucks. It's like, collecting things is cool, but when it becomes, like, a money-making scheme, it sucks. Like, then you're not collecting it for the right reasons. Like, collect it because you want it and because that's something you want to own. Like, the Beanie Babies I wanted, I was a kid, so obviously I just wanted the ones I wanted because I thought they were cute. I didn't want them because I wanted money, but, like, I don't know. I had the experience of, like, this is a vivid core memory for me.
Go for it.
And no hate to my parents for doing this to me. They gave me, specifically my dad gave me a Barbie one year for my birthday, and it was a WNBA Barbie. Like, it was really cool. It had a little lever in her back so she could shoot hoops, and she was really cool.
She could shoot hoops?
Yeah. Like, this was a really cool Barbie, honestly, now that I think about it. I mean, I was kind of bummed to get a basketball Barbie, I'm not going to lie to you, because I didn't like sports, but my dad really wanted to, like, get me something he thought was cool, which now as an adult, I'm like, that was super cool. But he wouldn't let me take it out of the package.
Oh, the one action figure Barbie you get, and that's the one you can't take out of the package.
Yeah, like, because he was like, this is going to be worth a lot of money someday, which, as we see what's happening with women's sports, such as the WNBA and the Women's Soccer League, not much is happening there, and they kind of don't get paid enough. So I don't think my Barbie's worth much. It might be, who knows.
You were just slamming this desk today. My God.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Usually I am.
But it's crazy. Like, this guy made millions off of this company by growing it and growing it and growing it and growing it. And then, like, in the end, fucked everybody over that bought his products, basically, by doing that.
I mean, you know, you get yourself to a place like that, you sit around all day. I'm sure you think of many ways to fuck everybody else over. What are we talking about?
I found the Barbie on Amazon, so obviously not worth much, buddy.
Oh. Will they let you open it now? Hey,
they're selling it for $70, but then I saw a listing on eBay for like $20.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some Lego flowers on Amazon that were way more expensive on Amazon specifically.
I don't know. I mean, some Barbies are really worth a lot of money, but it's really about how many were made.
Yeah, fair. I mean, isn't that always the point with collectibles? I think people assume that, like, because a lot of Beanie Babies were branded specifically like Elvis, or like this is the one that's got the stars on it and all that.
Yeah.
People think that like people themed or media or pop culture themed like I guess versions are gonna be the ones that make all the money, but no, it's really just the ones that they made the least of. That's the whole point. Yeah. Like, because if a collector can get a hold of it, he's gonna pay the cheapest amount he can. It's not like people just go out of their way to up the price. It's more so it's supply and demand, like everything else. Yo, I just used economics. I took an economics class. Did you guys also take economics classes?
To be fair, we see this with toys all the time now. Like, this happens with Squishmallows right now. People love Squishmallows. Like, and they only make a certain amount. And I'll be honest, I have some Squishmallows, but they are the only Squishmallows I ever bought, and I wanted them really bad because they were Nightmare Before Christmas. Otherwise, I would not have bought them. I bought Lock, Shock, and Barrel and the Mayor. I wanted to get all of them, but they were going for so much money.
What are Squishmallows?
You've never seen Squishmallows? They're so cute.
Oh, are these the ones you have on your couch?
Uh-huh.
Oh. What do you mean you've never seen them? I've literally fucking picked them up and played with them. I guess that's on me for not realizing that's what you're talking about.
I have never seen the Nightmare Before Christmas Squishmallows. I see Squishmallows all the time, but I never see ones that I really like because they're not necessarily the color palette that I want, and they're like, that's why I like the Nightmare Before Christmas ones, because they're a little scarier.
Yeah, these are very pastel.
And very cutesy. Not that there's anything wrong with that, they're really cute.
But I mean, you needed a good sidekick for Beatrice, and Beatrice is already pretty pastel, but to be fair,
she's haunted.
If she's haunted, and if you take something cute and extend it by 5 feet, it's not going to be cute anymore.
Don't disrespect Beatrice like that, but you know.
I'm just saying.
To each their own, I suppose.
I'm saying that the pastel colors are sort of canceled out by the unnerving vibes, is all. You gotta match that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the guy that created these Beanie Babies, though, that's the thing this has wilded me out. He was like a shithead. Like, everyone described him as being a smartass or, like, a total dick. And he was a piece of shit, basically. I think one person said that when his, like, dad died, he waited, like, a week to tell his sister so he could, like, take what he wanted and shit out of the house.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So this guy was, like, yikes. But he created such cute little animals, but, like, ew, fuck off, you piece of shit.
It's like, making more sense why a person like this, why somebody would create a line of toys specifically for the purpose of, well, I mean, I guess everything's made to make money here. Fair, there's that, but the fact that it's specifically designed to be collectors' things that are sought after, like, it's fuck off.
Yo, yeah,
they're baby toys.
It literally says that he was always pulling, like, shady shit. Like, he would only sell to mom and pop stores, which are more likely than chains to highlight his toys. He frequently changed the product line, always tinkering and discontinuing old products, changing existing ones, and adding new ones. Like...
Oh, he walked so Nintendo could run with their amiibos.
Yeah.
Seriously, that feels exactly the same.
Yeah.
Gee dang. Maybe he must have talked to Nintendo.
Although, like, amiibos, people can literally just get, like, fake ones.
Yeah, fair. I guess, like, the point of the amiibo is not to resell. It's more so just for the coat that's inside of it, now that you mention.
I've been thinking about buying some fake amiibos.
That may be a good idea. Hey, that's... Nintendo's gonna sue us if you talk about that. Nintendo, don't sue me. I play all your video games, I promise.
But, like, Nintendo knows people are doing it.
Fair.
They know. And, like, hey, we're not doing it. I haven't bought any. Currently, we only have real amiibo cards because we're suckers.
Well, I thought it was, like, the whole emulation thing. Like, if you, like, admit to emulating a game. But I guess you are doing it in the video, though, huh? So never mind. Yeah, we ain't guilty of nothing, Nintendo. Get the fuck out of my face. Anyway.
Alright, well, while we give us and the Nintendo Corporation a moment to cool off, we're gonna go for a break.
Okay. Yeah, I need to pee. For this week's ad break, we got a dentist. Dentistries all over the world have contacted us because they want us to tell you to brush your teeth, because no one brushes their teeth anymore, and dentures, like, dentures are great and all, but it's running these dentists out of business. Please support your local dentist and brush your teeth every day. Yeah. Hey, I have the recording going, right?
Oh my god. That's so stupid.
Yeah, was that fucking, like, Christmas Bruno Mars or some shit?
No, it's been a meme lately where, not to be dramatic, but I wanna die. This bitch got me paying a rent for shit. I don't know. That might have been wrong.
Was that about a gyroid?
But normally people will, like, faint, and then they'll step in through the door, like, looking all, like, fine and shit. Like, and, like, that's who's paying the bills, the, like, beautiful persona.
Okay. Why? There is a lot of, like, outfit swap showing off on TikTok. That is a very it's a very large portion.
That's honestly the crappy thing about TikTok culture, I feel like, is the flashiness, the show-offiness. Not so much with, like, dancing's fine, that's cute, that's adorable, but, like, when you make a video showing how many different cute designer bags you own, like, yikes, girl.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool if you collect designer bags, I suppose, but, like, check your privilege before you be out there, especially, it's just like an influencer thing, but I mean, that's, I don't know, flexing with your wealth is always going to be a thing. I mean, hell, if I had a fucking mansion, I guess I'd be flexing too, so.
I just keep getting YouTube recommended videos of just a room full of one specific gyroid. This has been getting wild. I need my YouTube back. It's getting filled.
You're going to have to get on Caleb to start getting on his Animal Crossing grind, because he got it downloaded. I got him that cash money so he could play.
He was telling me that he was just gonna live the tent life, and I had to convince him that he needs.
He can't, because he has to. If he wants to get the things he wants, he's gonna have to progress further.
That's what I told him. That is what I told him. But you know him. He likes to.
He could fill a house with tents.
He could fill a house with tents. Yeah. Wait, you can? You can fill a house with tents.
Little kitty tents.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could do that. Well, we mentioned also just making a second character that's just a bum. He just sits over by himself.
Yeah, so that way you can always have a tent character.
Yeah. For when he's feeling the tent days, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I really enjoy Animal Crossing and still do, even though I'm coming to the end of my Happy Homes Paradise unlocks, I'm pretty sure. I just got the hospital and unlocked more sounds. And
oh shit, yeah.
I also just unlocked anything that I can buy from Nook Inc. I can now use in the houses. Okay. So that really unlocked a whole lot of stuff. Although I was like, Tom Nook, get out of my Happy Home Paradise island, because it's a Happy Home Paradise over here because you're not fucking here. Speaking of, though, I gotta make a house for Isabel over there because I love Isabel.
You still haven't used that card? I have not received those back yet, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize you were waiting up on them. I built a house for Lottie, though. She was the first. I built so I used somebody else to be a roommate. Mm-hmm. And then I wanted to build a house, but I'm still intimidated by Isabel. But I'm like, okay. So I built one for Lottie, and that was really cute because I made it all like pink and red kind of themed.
Gotcha.
She's pink and red.
She does. She is.
And then I also recently I put together Kyle and Vivian. They're both like wolves. Nice. Kyle's like more of a hyena. Vivian's more of like a German Shepherd print.
Oh yeah.
And so I built them like a little music recording studio that they own together, and they have one bed upstairs, so they live together. They're together. They're a couple on my island. They're a couple. I arranged that marriage.
Okay.
And it worked out really well.
I see. So Animal Crossing has arranged marriage now? That's pretty tight.
Well, they're roommates, but I like to think that, like, when I saw the thing, it was like two male villagers living together. I was like, oh my god, they're together. They live together. They're a couple. Which, I get it. They're just roommates, but I don't know.
You know, it's real.
If Reese and Cyrus live together, are they just roommates? Because they're married.
They do be married. They do be married. Oh, yeah, they did have a thing where you got to... Wait.
It's like their anniversary photos, so you get to do it every year.
Oh, I was about to say, like, how the fuck... Do people just miss that if they missed it? But, okay, anniversary. Yeah. Man, those motherfuckers are in love. Could you imagine doing wedding photos for your anniversary every single year?
I mean, honestly, Reese is just Cyrus's hype girl. Like, she's just there being like, oh, yeah, Cyrus, you do everything. Oh, I love you, my side guy. Ooh. And, like, Cyrus is like, give me your shit, I'll make it better.
Well...
Here's your shit back, now give me some money. Which is fine, but I'm like, Reese, could you shut... Like, you literally can't ask her... You can't give this stuff to her, you have to give it to Cyrus. So I'm like, what's the point of her being there? I mean, maybe she'll do something later, but...
She used to have more use. She, in New Leaf, she was the person you sold everything to. She owned the store. There were no Nook brothers.
Wow, well, Reese is really taking a back burner now, because it seems like Cyrus is running the show, and I'm like, Reese, come on.
Well, in New Leaf... At the beginning of the game, while you're getting started, Reese is actually just Cyrus is eternally asleep in the back of the building until you unlock him. So it's kind of flopped from the previous one. He was a bit of a lazy...
he's pulling his weight now.
Yeah. I think it's more so that it's now her time to relax while her husband does all the heavy lifting.
Yeah. Anyways, what are you talking about?
What are we talking about? Well, today I want to talk about frogs. Specifically frogs? Yes, specifically one thing about frogs that I learned yesterday. Did you know frogs start at the butt? Whenever, like, the embryo forms to create that little tadpole at the beginning.
They form butt first?
They form butt first. It is very specific. There are multiple species that are born like that. And that also includes humans.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think that I heard that earlier, that humans start from the butt?
Yeah. We start ass first, ladies and gentlemen. I found that out today. Are you happy to know this?
Take that, pro-lifers. You're not aborting a baby. You're aborting an anus.
Oh, God. That's a place you could have taken it, yeah.
I'm sorry, is that the bad? That was my first thought. I was like, oh my God. Anyways, obviously, that's not trying to come for anybody.
No, come for... I'm honestly not.
Come.
No, come. Yeah, you're right. Just come. Okay. Anyway.
So, anyways, other than starting from the butt, was that it?
Oh, I was going to say something about it was going to be a really nice thing about how we like start off. We come into this world as butts and we return as butts too.
Really?
Butts
when we
to
decay,
butts.
is the butt the last thing to decay?
Nah, I mean just like really old people are mean.
Sometimes.
That's not true.
I mean, not always. It's honestly 50-50. It's one makes a bad name for everybody, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's 50-50. There are some old people who are just beautiful, delightful little bundles of joy, and there are some where it's like, oh my fucking god. I saw a video the other day where there's this wiener dog carrying this gigantic stick on this like walking path, and there's like an old British man with little hiking poles. And he like got out of the way, and he was like, oh no, you continue on, little fellow, yes? Oh yes, you continue on. Oh, he's just having a great day, isn't he? And I was like, oh, man,
that's Will in 50 years.
Just delightful. I agree. His walking poles. I could see him using some hiking sticks.
I have met his parents, and I know how much of weirdos they are. And you pick up habits from your family members if you stick around them. So sure, probably he will probably also kayak in full flannels as well.
Oh yeah. I could see that for sure.
There's nothing wrong. They make a good point that when you cover your body, the sun's not hitting your skin and then you're not heating up as quickly. But also, why on a hot summer day of all the long sleeve shirts would you pick a flannel?
I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't.
It's just still, it alarms and elates me.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I didn't really want to talk about frogs today. I don't know, I just kind of more so wanted to just like check in. It's been a long year. I feel like a lot has been changing very, very recently in a lot of our lives. So I feel like it's okay for us to sometimes just like be like, how you doing?
We're sort of getting back to the pace of normal everyday life, which I find to be awful personally. I've enjoyed being quarantined at home somewhat. Like, I mean, I miss certain things like going to a bar and having a cigarette and playing pool, but at the same time, quarantine helped me stop smoking cigarettes as much. So, now when I go out,
cigarettes?
I want to have a cigarette. I don't like smoke all the time anymore, but I do have 2 packs of...
Cigarette name. Ooh, cigarette name. Those aren't supposed to be here.
Cigarettes from Mexico because they're menthol and berry. And I found that to be interesting because that's something we don't sell in the U.S. We don't have berry flavors tobacco.
It does really interest me, like, what the line is for what we're allowed to destroy our people with here. Like, we're allowed to sell those things carton by carton and just destroy our
But
insides.
God forbid they be berry flavor. You can have it when it tastes like tobacco, if you like that. But you know what? If you don't, screw you.
And I guess, like, the specific situation is that, like, it entices kids and some shit like that. But at the same time, so we only care when they're young? That's what we care about? The government cares about killing young people specifically.
Yeah. I mean, they're cracking down on them. They get more and more rules every year. And I understand. Tobacco's bad. Smoking kills. Vaping's bad for you too. I understand that one as well. And like being a product of the time when like we as youth were so bombarded with anti-smoking campaigns as kids, and then now they're bombarding them with anti-vaping campaigns and stuff like that. And honestly, like it somewhat does work, but there's also that same lashback where it's like, when as soon as you start piling on, don't do something, what is a kid gonna do?
They're gonna want to do it.
Yeah. And that's, I feel like, what happened with me, at least. Like, I liked cigarettes, and I wanted them because it was a no. Like, because I wasn't supposed to do it, even though, And do I regret it? Sure, yes, absolutely. But I also, I'm always gonna love the habit of smoking. It's just something that if you like smoking, you like it, you like the smell, you like the
oral
ritual
fixation.
of it. Yeah, oral fixation. And anyone that has been a smoker can tell you that. But like it takes a lot of power to quit, but also, you can't force people to quit. You just really can't. You're not gonna. Somebody told me one time, you won't quit till you want to quit, and I was like, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm not gonna quit till I want to quit, and then eventually, that sort of happened. So.
Do you think it would maybe be better for the message if we started making ads that coupled cigarettes and vaping instead of just having separate ads? Because it's all about like getting out of the nicotine habit, right? And I feel like maybe when you're separating them a bit, I mean, granted, like they don't affect you in the same way. It's different stats, I guess, but at the same time, like I feel like the whole point of vaping was like that we're getting away from cigarettes, and that's why people jumped onto it. But if you maybe like put that in those PSAs together, like stop nicotine, like put the two next to each other, be like, these are both bad in similar ways, I think maybe like people would see it more that way. Because I mean, I feel like the general consensus for a lot of people that like that vape now.
Well, I think it's just called Truth, or like hashtag Truth. They're the people that that's where I see the most ads come from, especially targeted at teens. And they started as like anti-smoking, and now they're also anti-vaping. So, and I mean, yes, it makes sense. We're not trying to come for them. They're absolutely doing a positive thing. It's just interesting from the perspective of an adult to see this, because I've been seeing these kinds of ads for my whole life.
Yeah, they were a lot more poignant when I was younger.
Well, we also grew up with like the creation of the DARE program, and like it being the fallout of the DARE program, really, and
Hey, I had a police officer in my school with one of those. I still had one,
yeah,
but it was like almost the end.
I mean, but that's something that we've seen that it didn't work, because it's just like, fear is not the way to get people to do what you want. I mean, it works for sure, but
it works a lot better than trying to relate to them. At least the way that they're doing.
I don't know.
Oh, I mean, I'm not saying that we should make people scared. I'm just saying, like, it's the thing we're doing now isn't really any better. It's just not working.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's trial and error. I don't have all the big dollars in the big seat to make those decisions. So, and I don't know what it's like up there. So, what can I say? But I'm just saying, if we're gonna stop the growth of vape usage, cloud smokage, and creation, we got to do it a different way. It's very platitudey today in the office, isn't it?
It is. We're getting to that time of year
for reflection time.
Yeah. But I'm feeling hopeful about this year. This feels like a good holiday year. Maybe this year Christmas will feel like Christmas, as we always say as adults. Some Christmases just don't feel like Christmas. I don't know.
I haven't seen snow on Christmas in like 10 years. But hey, that's gonna change this year because it's terrifying here, right?
Well, it depends. We're nowhere near as bad as like Minnesota and places further up north, but we get more snow certainly than Arkansas does, even though we're right next to each other.
Yeah. You just placed us. Now we can be in one of 4 states according to our audience.
I think we've said where we live before. It's all good. I mean,
Missouri's a big state, so
I don't feel like we've said anything that makes us a target. Personally,
well, we said that we ate at Fazoli's once.
Email us. Send us an email. Tell us what we said that upset you or triggered you, and we'll gladly talk about it. Maybe we even call you and have you on the podcast.
Can I just say, like, off the record, on the record, I really respect how hard you push our email in every episode, even though it actually still is just full of junk mail.
I know. I'm just really hoping that somebody will reach out. Just because I'm intrigued. I enjoy talking to an audience. I like talking to whoever's listening. We want to hear what you want to hear.
Exactly.
So we can better the podcast. And hey, if you're the only one that emails us, then great. We're going to tailor the podcast to you.
Exactly.
Like, come on.
You have the grounds here to really shape us in this moment.
If you tell me you don't want to hear about scary movies, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. You'll just have to move along. But we'll do what we can do.
Yeah. Also, don't be acting like there's none of you out there. We got 59 downloads last week, so guess what? One of you motherfuckers better email us.
Yeah. Like, you're listening. Don't pretend like you're not.
I hear you. I see your number.
And if you're not listening, you're at least downloading the podcast, so you're supporting.
Thanks. Maybe you just never get this far. Who knows?
I don't know. But, we'll be back at you next week with some fresh content. We learned about forming from butthole first and Beanie Babies.
And the dangers of leaving your leftovers out. I'm very sick.
Well, anyways, we'll be back at you next week with hopefully some clear-minded and healthy content.
Okay, this time I'm gonna go vomit.
Okay. Okay, I'll go.